Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how to carve this skull ring. This ain't any skull ring, this is actually the first skull ring I'd ever carved. Damn! So let's get to the bench and let's start carving. Today we're going to try and make this skull ring. This was actually the first skull ring I'd ever made. It's a simple design and I know you guys are going to nail it. I am going to make a few changes and I think we need to make it twice the size. On this one we're going to double the size, so you can see there where I've marked it out with the dividers. Here are the tools you'll need: a wax file, wax pen, toothbrush, dividers, a pin vise with a sharp burr, needle file, sandpaper, a ring stick and some carving wax. We're also going to need a few burrs, a soldering iron with temperature control and a micromotor drill. I almost forgot, you're definitely going to need a saw frame with a wax blade. Let's start by marking and cutting our wax. Square off the block to create a clean, even surface to work from. Now, use the saw to create a taper in the back of the shank. Next, take the wax file and clean up the surface. Okay, so let's make it my finger size. I'm just going to use the calipers and give my finger a quick little measure, 18.79, so that's giving me a rough idea. I think that's around a size 9, so we'll go for that to start with, and if we need to make any adjustments, we'll do that later. Now, we'll open up the hole using a large burr to remove most of the material. Then use your wax file to clean up the inside of the ring. Measure frequently to ensure that we get the correct finger size. We want it to fit just right. It's a little tight, just got to take a little bit off and it's almost there. An easy way to round up your ring shank is wrapping some sandpaper around your ring stick, pushing it on, giving it a twist, and that will help round up the shank. Now that's a perfect fit. Now it's the right finger size. I want to slice a little bit off the top, so I'll use the dividers and I'll mark that off. Like so. Now use the saw frame and I'll just slice the top. Use your saw frame to cut off a few mil off the top of the wax. We want it to be around 6 mil thick. Now shape the band. Start by filing a half round profile. Here's how it should look at this stage. The bottom of the band should be around 3 mil thick by 10 mil wide. The top should be 6 mil thick by 25 mil wide. Divide the top of the ring in half using your dividers. Then I'm going to use a marker pen to draw in where the eyes and jaw will go. Just use a marker pen to give me a rough idea where the eyes are going to go and obviously the bottom of the jawline. Using a small ball burr, I'll start hollowing out the eye sockets. File under his cheekbones to create his jaw. That didn't take too long at all. I've done the eyes and then I've cut out underneath his cheekbones. There's still a lot of work to be done on the eyes, but this has just given us a rough guide because now I'm going to shape the top of the head and then I'm going to put some eyebrows on him and then we'll create the look of the eyes. Begin rounding the top of the head. This will give the skull a distinct dome shape. Smooth out the surface using 180 grit sandpaper. Finally, for the eyebrows, start by layering the wax along the top of the eye socket in a straight line and keep building up the layers. Let each layer harden before adding the next. Now you can file to shape. Add more wax where needed to get the desired look. Now do the same on the other side, and remember, the eyes are the soul of the ring. So I've been working on the eyebrows. I'm pretty happy with them so far, but we'll probably make some changes later on. Now I'm going to work on the cheekbones. Next, use the file and start shaping the cheekbones. Then gently open up the eye area. Now grab your soldering iron and start building up underneath the eyes and along the cheekbones. This will help add volume and give the skull more depth. Let the wax cool before adding the next layer. With a large burr, start hollowing out the side of the ring to create those temple bones. Then do the other side. Switch to a smaller burr and go into the eye sockets. Hollow them out some more and start refining the shape. So far, pretty happy with the eyes. I'm just going to work on the side here, bring this up a little bit, and then I'll start working on the nose. Take some more weight out from the sides. Then go back and touch up the eyebrows and cheekbones. It's those little adjustments that'll make a big difference. You should start to see the skull take shape. Now it's up to you to refine the details by adding or taking away more wax. It's those adjustments that'll make the difference. Now use your file to cut in under the cheekbones to refine the shape. Now it's time to work on the nose. Start by adding wax in a triangle shape, building it up gradually. Give each layer a bit of time to cool before adding the next one. Once you've built it up enough, file to get the shape just right. Then grab a small burr, open up the nostrils, then finish off with a sharp file to clean up the edges and refine the shape. Take your time, I'm using a really sharp file and just taking off a little bit of wax each time. If you do break through, use your wax pen and repair. So as you can see, we're getting pretty close. Now I'm just using the needle file to create that curve around the bottom of the nose. Just using the burr to make a small adjustment to get it looking just right. I'm just going to even up just down the bottom of the nose and it will make it look just a little bit better. Just going to use the marker pen as a guideline so I know how much I want to remove. Then grab a file and start filing to that mark. Now I'm going to file it on a bit of an angle and I'm going to do a quick check on my sample just to see if I've got the angle right. I'm going to scribe a line down the center, then I'll use my dividers, adding a little mark. This is a guide so I can file an even amount off each side. You can see now we're getting a nicer angle on the jaw. And now I'm going to finish off the side of the ring. I'm going to cut in using a needle file. Then I'll start to half round the edge. Using a sharp needle file, I'll add a bit of a curve to the mouth. Now I'm going to remove some wax off the side of the band. Now I have a basic shape, it's time to refine the details. That means a lot of filing and sanding till you're happy with the final look. You'll find the skull is going to look a lot better the more weight you take out. I've really just trying to get the basics done and then I'll tidy it up later on. But next I'm just going to take a little bit off the bottom of the skull and then I'll add the mouth. I'm going to use a marker pen to draw on the mouth, and this is just a little rough outline. My skull, he's going to have that cheeky grin, where his bottom lip is sort of hanging a little bit higher, and he's going to have that smirk on his face. The tool I'm using is a pin vise with an old burr I've sharpened up to a point, and I'll use this tool to cut in a line to create his mouth. And I'll go over this line a few times to make it nice and deep, also smoothing it in the process. Next, I want to add some more wax to the bottom of the lip just to give him a little more character, and I will do a final touch up on my eyebrows, adding a little bit more wax to create this little flick at the end. So pretty happy with what I got so far. I've got the basic look of the skull. Now it's just time to tidy it up. So let's get into it. Start by sanding to blend in the wax we added to the bottom lip. Then work on the eyebrows. You can see they need a little bit more work. Now it's up to you to touch up the areas you think need fixing. Good luck. you can see I'll be doing the same. Pretty happy on the way this has turned out, and this is a really cool project. I hope you guys give it a go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I am going to put some links below on where you can get some of the gear. And if you guys want to get really good at wax carving, I've got a secret little tip. That's subscribe to the channel, and I know it's going to help you become an awesome wax carver. And you might want to check out this wax carving video right here.